Hello everybody, welcome in. I am back. It seems like it's been a lot longer than I think it has been, but welcome in to Watch Me Wednesday, episode number 91. If you didn't know where I was, hi Sarah, I was away teaching on a quilting cruise to Hawaii. Hi Sue. And it was a lot of fun, but it seemed like I was gone for days. We sailed from Vancouver to Seattle, and then we sailed for about 4 days to Hawaii, and I taught with my friends Michelle Hyatt, some of you know her, and also Donna Thomas, a lot of you know her as well. We had a great time, and a lot of the gals finished their quilt projects. It was fun, and then getting to see Hawaii. We sailed along the Nepali coast, seeing the beautiful mountains coming down into the ocean, and then we were in Maui for 2 days, and we were in Kona for one, and then we disembarked in Oahu, in Honolulu, and so we spent the day there. Took a red eye, which I don't like, out on Monday at 11 p.m. and then flew back to Arizona. We got here at 8 a.m. in the morning. Of course, I got no sleep. So by the end of yesterday, I was exhausted because I had been awake for about 48 hours. Anyway, I want to show you some of what I worked on in the cruise and some things that came in before I left, so I think you're going to be interested. They're all quilty stuff, but if you've never been on a quilt cruise, you might want to give it a try, and I'll talk a little bit about that later. And thanks, Sue. I'm glad to be back, and it was a good trip. So I want to show you what the gals worked on. We had 65 students, I believe, 3 different projects. The project I taught was my Pineapple Express quilt, and they loved it. So we used my Pineapple Express quilt and the pineapple trim tool ruler from Creative Grids, which is fantastic. These ladies really rocked it too. They got, there were quite a few that got them done, and I've posted some pictures. I wasn't on the internet all that much because service wasn't that great, but I will post more. So these were the blocks that I was actually demoing with. It is my Feline fine fabric. And actually, I'll show you the quilts. They're on the cover of the pattern. But this is what I was using to demo with. But you get this beautiful block in the end. And I actually have some of these fabrics still in stock. We need to get rid of them. Please help me. They're $7.16 a yard. So go buy them up, please. But and actually I have a bunch of these colors left too. So this is the block, and I was demoing on to show them how to do it. And I've got quite a few here. It's almost another quilt, just a few more, and we'll get that quilt done. But I want to show you the 2 quilts that they had that I hung up, and they were using. They actually, a lot of them bought the kit from Stitchin Heaven of the big quilt. And a lot of you are probably wondering, how do these ladies get these done on a quilt cruise? Because if you go on the cruise with Stitchin Heaven, you can purchase pre-cut kits from them that are the same as the pattern. Yep, pre-cut. Not just the yardage, but the pieces are pre-cut. So basically, they sit down, they get their instruction from us on the different techniques and things throughout the day, but they don't have to sit there cutting the fabric out. Is that not cool? So they don't have a whole lot of wasted time. They're basically sitting there learning the techniques and sitting and sewing, which is fabulous. So anyway, this is the smaller of the 2 quilts that are in my pattern. So that is the little one in the pink and green Feline fine fabric, which I love. So this quilt measures up at, and I give you in the pattern, I do give you the yardage for the small quilt, and the small quilt, which is pictured at the bottom, measures up at 43 by 43. And yes, I do write the pattern specifically to be used with the Creative Grids Pineapple Trim Tool Ruler. So if you have it, my pattern is for you because it goes like a breeze. So that's the small quilt. And then this is the one that the ladies were working on with the pre-cut kits. So it's the big one. It's the yellow and pink. And again, this came all pre-cut for them. So all the pieces that they needed were pre-cut, so they were able to go ahead and sit down and get instruction from all the teachers, me included, get their pieces sewn together and any trimming they needed to do, but they didn't have to cut the fabric, which was pretty darn cool. So I hope that you like that. It's pretty quick and easy, and I got a great response from the gals. So if you still want some of the fabric, again, I still have it in stock. I'll put a link above me. And I believe if you contact Stitchin Heaven, I don't know if they have it on their website, but I know that there are some pre-cut kits still available through them. It includes the pattern too. If you already have the pattern from me, that's fine. I'll put a link for my pattern above there as well. Hey, Laura. Laura was on the cruise with me, and she was rocking the pineapple. Right, Laura? And we had beautiful, beautiful conference room where we were at the back of the ship. We had floor-to-ceiling windows, and we were able to see the ocean all around us and Hawaii when we got there. So it was really kind of cool. If you're interested in going on a quilting cruise with me, I'm going to tell you, I am doing another one coming up, and I'm sorry that everything is backwards in there because that function is not working again in Facebook. Laura, oh, that's right. She stayed on. Laura stayed on in Honolulu for a couple days, so they are heading home today. So I hope, wishing you safe travels. It was great seeing you, Laura, and also meeting Keith. That was fabulous. So if any of you are interested in doing a cruise, I'm doing another one with Stitchin Heaven, and this one is March 28th through April 4th. It's a 7-night Caribbean cruise, and I'm going to be teaching this project from my book. And Louise, she was on the cruise too. She's up to round 5 on her blocks. She says, great pattern. I'm so glad you are loving the pattern, Louise. It was fabulous having you in class. And then also on the cruise, Helen Robinson will be on this cruise, and Daniela Stout. 2 awesome teachers. Yes, you will learn from all 3 of us, which is fantastic. So you can choose to make all 3 projects, so you don't have to. You can choose to make 1 or 2, but you have the ability to learn from all 3 of us on that cruise, and we teach on the days that we are at sea, and then we pop in and out on the days that we're not at sea, because most of us go ashore and then we come back on board, and yep, the teachers pop in, we sew with you, we're there to answer questions. So if anybody's interested in doing this cruise with me, give Stitchin Heaven a call and tell them that Jackie sent you, okay? So I will put the link to this above as well. Then I wanted to show you, so a couple other things before I get to show you this quilt behind me, which I do want to show you. So of course, when you stop in Hawaii, you need to stop at the quilt shops, right? And Stitchin Heaven provided a long list of quilt shops on the islands. And of course I did stop too, and I did post a picture. I was so thrilled. I stopped at 2 shops, and the one shop, and it was in Kona, I believe, Quilt Passions. They actually have my electric desert fabric there. So I posted a picture of me with a bolt of the fabric, which was kind of cool. But went into the shops, and I did purchase Hawaiian fabric. So I kind of wanted to share with you what I got, because I'm going to make 2 table runners, one for myself and one for my good friend Stella, who lives a couple doors down. She also came on the cruise, her and her husband, and they helped us in the studio, putting up the sewing machines, threading them and everything. So I said, you know, let me make a table runner for the 2 of us to commemorate our trip to Hawaii. So here's what I got. So let's see. These are the fabrics that I'm going to use for the top of the table runner. So this batik with palm trees, isn't that really cool? The green. And then this gold batik, which looks like it has like bamboo leaves. And then, let me open this one up so you can see. This one has the flowers, and this one, they had one that looked like this, and it was in the shape of Hawaiian lei. But if you look, I took these colors, the greens and the golds, because they go beautifully with that print, right? Isn't that pretty? And then I also wanted to throw in a little neutral. Now, if you look at this white, it's got little pineapples in it. If you can see that. Isn't that cute? So that will also go along with that table runner. So that's the front, that'll be the front of the table runner. Isn't that sweet? So it was kind of neat picking out those fabrics. And then of course I had to get backings for them. So this is the fabric that I'm going to use for my backing. I just thought that was so tropical. Loved it. It's got the hibiscus on it, the bird of paradise. Really loved it. So that's going to be my backing. Yes, plumerias are wonderful. We kept putting them in our hair because they fell off the trees, and they were, you know, there was a lot of them. Isn't that green one nice, Laura? Isn't that green nice? So that's my backing. And then Stella wanted one to kind of commemorate and show her, you know, where we were. It shows, you know, it has Kona coffee on there, Molokai, Hilo, Waikiki, Lahaina. So that'll be her backing for her table runner. Then I had to also get like a sampling of Hawaiian prints. So I got this charm pack, and the shop that I got them at was this one in Kahului. So special. And I know that you can't read it because it's backwards. I'm sorry. But their website is sospecialmaui.net. So I think they have them online. So it's a sampling of a variety of different Hawaiian prints. And they had them available in jelly rolls too, the charm packs, 10-inch squares. So yes, Sue, I will show you when I get them completed. So I had to get that too. And then this isn't necessarily Hawaiian, but this is so me. And they had this on the sale table, and it's a batik rayon. And I really thought, what I think in the moment in my head, what I'm going to make with it is possibly a sundress, because I like to wear sundresses a lot now because it's the time of the year. Anyway, so that's the print. It's a hot pink with black, and it is a batik rayon. So I got it 50% off. And yes, Teresa, you're going to see the quilt behind me in just a minute. I'm getting to it. Hang on. So those were my buys in Hawaii. I couldn't buy any more because my suitcases were overweight. Yep. Well, I had one suitcase, and my husband's had a little room left, and he had to take some of my quilting stuff and supplies in his. So Stella actually carried home all the fabric because we couldn't get it in ours. Ours each weighed, actually mine weighed 51.5, and the airline took it, which was great. And my husband's weighed 50, so we couldn't do any more in ours. So Stella had to take the fabric home. So I thanked her for that, plus she's getting a table runner. So anyway, now you've all been waiting to see this quilt behind me. This is a great quilt. My friend Sarah Fuhrer, who is on watching with us. Everybody say hi to Sarah. She is a designer at Studio 180 Designs. If you know Deb Tucker, then you might have met Sarah. Sarah designed this pattern. This is called Prickly Pear, and it is available on their website, and I will put a link up for it. But they had this quilt at Quilt Market in the spring, so I'm getting close to you guys so you can kind of see and hear. So they had this quilt all made up. Sarah designed it, and you can see that her name is backwards on there. Sorry, that functionality is not working. Anyway, when I saw that quilt in the booth, I said, oh my gosh, this would look fantastic in my electric desert fabric. And Sarah thought the same. So I sent her a bunch of the fabric and she made it for me so that I can show it off. And I'm just getting ready to quilt it. I can't wait, but let me hold it up for you. So this does have my electric desert fabric in it, and I have it on in my shop right now. So here we go. I'm gonna hold only half of the quilt up, only because it's pretty big. It's 76 by 76. So I got it folded in half and it's so nicely pressed. So can you see? Isn't that beautiful? So she used the pinks and the mauves from my line and the purples, and then used an Island Batik neutral. I believe the one that she used, this like off-white, it kind of has some tones, undertones of purples and pinks in it. I believe it's the almond, but that is the Prickly Pear quilt with my fabrics. And it's very apropos too, because my electric desert fabrics do have some prickly pears in it that you can see, but doesn't it look phenomenal? So she made it, and it uses, hang on, I'm gonna put this back because it's so nice and pressed. Sorry I'm turning my back to you, but I don't want it to get all wrinkled, because it's getting ready to go on that long arm. So in the pattern, she uses the Studio 180 Design squared square ruler. So if you have that, you're in luck. She uses the Tucker Trimmer 3 and the Wing Clipper 1. And of course, on the back of the pattern, she has all the yardages available. Sarah confirmed she used the Island Batik Almond for the background fabric on there. So didn't she do an awesome job? She did a lot of posts about it on Instagram and Facebook. So if you follow her, you'll see her working up a storm. She's always sewing something, which is kind of fun. So if you like that pattern, that's one you want to go to their site for. I don't carry it on my site, and then you can go ahead and purchase the tools there as well. As for the fabric, you're going to want to get that on my site if you want to make this. And I don't know, Sarah, I'm going to ask you a question because some people are going to want to know. Can you send me, or even post for me, maybe send me, which fabric SKUs that you used for which colors, you know, where they equate to. So if somebody wants to buy the fabrics from my site, they could just go ahead and buy them and then come to your site to buy the pattern and the tools. That would be awesome. I can post it for them so that they have that kitting guide and they can just go on my site and buy them. That would be awesome. So if you wouldn't mind, do you mind, Sarah? Anyway, so that's that quilt. So that's kind of what I've been up to the past, well, 2 weeks, because I haven't seen you guys in 2 weeks. Oh, Sarah says she can do that. Awesome. So if you guys are interested in making that quilt with my fabrics, I'll get all that information to you, and I will either post it above me or I will post it in a separate post, but there will be a link for that, so that would be awesome. And I will post the link for the fabrics as well so that you have that. And I will post a link to Studio 180 so that you can go ahead and purchase the pattern and tools. Laura says, thank you, Sarah, yay. So anyway, I hope you all had a fabulous 2 weeks. I did. I will say that I am kind of happy to be home, even though I've got so much to do before Quilt Market. Hawaii was so hot and humid. Yes, you're hearing me say it was hot and humid in Hawaii. We got here, yeah, it's kind of hot, sort of. We've got beautiful weather right now, lows of 65 in the morning, and it goes up to 86, but it's completely dry. Unbelievably, the difference between Hawaii and here is unbelievable. Unbelievable, but it's gorgeous here because it's super dry. You don't feel like you can cut the air with a knife, which is awesome. But Hawaii was absolutely downright gorgeous. So if you've never ever had a chance to go to Hawaii, it was my second time there. I went years and years and years ago. This was my second time there, and it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. If you get a chance, definitely go and definitely stop in those quilt shops. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. I will go ahead and I will put the links for everything that I talked about for you up above me when I am done so that you can take a look. Oh, also, I should tell you too, if you had joined in on the Pansy Garden Quilt Along, please post your quilts. I would love to see them. I've been away, and again, I haven't been online, so I haven't seen posts. So make sure you tag me in those posts. If you're in the group, post them in there. I'll definitely see them, but definitely tag me in the post. That would be awesome. So until next week, guys, happy quilting. Share the video, and I'll put the links above me. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.